Motown D-Town, thank you so much for the super chat, says Mike Morris is too big to play the outside. Going up to 290 was a bad idea. What are your thoughts on that, Dre?
Well, possibly. Look, he is a big boy. I tell you that much. He's a big boy. He made a play today. Um, I don't know. I don't get too much into it. This defensive line, I think, is still trying to find its niche. Um, outside of Mozzie Smith, I mean, I think it's just a lot of okay guys right now. We're still looking for that guy that kind of pops off the screen, and we think Anoma or Oki could be that kind of guy. But I think Mike is who he is. I mean, I think he plays hard. I think he's strong. But I'm not too. He's not someone I think about like, man, maybe he's playing the wrong position. I think he has the size to play the outside, and I don't think 290 is too big. I mean, I mean, if you want to say maybe 285, 270, 280 is more fit for it, fine. But he's 6'6", so that 290 on that height of a frame is not bad compared to if he was like 6'3" or something like that. So you gotta consider that as well in terms of his height.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I don't think he's too big to play the outside. I think him being that size gives you a couple of things. So number one, yeah, I think he is a very good defensive end. But also when you get into those packages of a pure passing situation, he's got the size where you can bump him down to a defensive tackle, right? So you got Mozzie, you could throw Mike Morris in the middle, and then throw. Are we calling him Oki now, or no? What do we?
His name is Oki, so I'm gonna go by Oki. So it is
I
what
mean,
it
his
is.
name was not Oki when we talked about him after
I know,
Colorado
but
State, but
whatever.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So and then you can bring in Oki to be at that DN kind of pass rush position. So I think Mike Morris' size is a benefit because it gives you the ability to do a little bit more on the outside. So I don't think it is anything concerning at all. But Motown D Town, thank you so much for the super chat. Um, Wanted
Hey,
to
there's
address
someone.
this.
Someone. Wait, did you go about the AJ Henny thing? Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I've been. There was sprinkles of that. Doing Wednesday show about Eric All. I mean, nothing's been officially announced, so I'm not going to really expand on it more. If it is true, that's a huge loss. That's a team captain. That's a very good all around tight end, catching and in blocking. He's no Brock Bowers, but he is good.
No one is Brock Bowers.
Did you see that? Did you guys see that run today? I don't think I've ever seen it. I know I've been a prisoner of the moment. I don't know if I've ever seen a more athletic tight end. This guy is an absolute freak. You don't see tight ends like off. What was that? Tight end reverse? Like that was
Like a jet sweep, yeah.
a jet sweep for a tight end. I mean, oh my god. I mean, you don't see tight end, dude. Whatever. I mean, if I was a team, it's red. I say draft a tight end in the top five, but he might be worth it. Just saying. Um, but anyway, and I think he's a sophomore, isn't he? So wasn't he a
Bowers,
freshman
yeah,
last
he was a
year?
true freshman last year. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I was drooling over Brock Bowers from the moment Alabama was getting ready to play him. And I'd mentioned him to you multiple times. Like, you can't cover him. He is impossible to cover. And Alabama ended up winning that game, and I continued. He's impossible to cover. If Georgia would just throw him the ball, no one can cover him. He's that good. He really is that good. Slade the Expectation says, "What do you guys think about Jim not playing Stokes again after the fumble?" I mean, we talked about it. I mean, it's too close of a game for us to roll the dice. Unfortunately, with you fumbling on one carries, unfortunately, putting you back in there is rolling the dice. And
Yeah.
Michigan won, by 7 today. But if we put in, Stokes again and he fumbles the ball again, I get it. The odds of it are super low, but also too, Blake Corum. I mean, he finished with averaging 8.1 yards a carry.
Yeah,
Why
they
would you
could
take that guy off the field? You
they
know what I
couldn't
mean?
tackle him. And another thing about Blake is that I mean, his ability to stop on a dime and change direction is elite, but also his vision, man. I mean, um, I think that's one thing even more apparent this year. His vision is fantastic. You know, to be able to see a hole, be able to see it break out. I mean, both game breaking touchdowns he had today was, you know, recognizing the defense is totally committing to the inside and cutting outside and taking it the distance. I mean, he is a legitimate home run threat. I mean, I worried about, like, due to his size, could he be a bell cow? But due to, like you said, that he doesn't really take a lot of hard hits. And
Correct.
he might be able to be in a bell cow, especially if Donovan Edwards is going to be dealing with something throughout this year. So, but they definitely need Donovan Edwards back.